Aquaria, or The Illusion of a Box Sea, is an exhibition that observes how the ocean, how the sea entered our society, our houses, domestic houses, or the cultural houses like aquariums or oceanariums in general. And the aquarium as an object, more than other objects, embeds that divide between nature and culture, right? Because of a glass wall that at the same time connect us with what we are looking at and separate us from that physically. And so the aquarium as an object, a conceptual object actually, permit us to really look at the relation we have constructed with nature, at the same time deconstructing those hierarchical mechanisms that have underpinned our culture of living outside of nature. And so the main question that is very much present here in the exhibition is, can the proximity of nature, overpass the logics of extractions or domination and be seen as an opportunity to rethink and redesign our relationship with the marine environment and other beings in general. So in the exhibitions, design and architecture are critical practices that permits us to also understand our way of experiencing the world, right? And that are totally linked with the extraction of resources, the exploitation of other beings, and the aquarium itself as an object contains all these notions. Design, architecture, and art here are speculative tools that help us to highlight, again, this idea of modernity, of living outside of nature, that need to be deconstructed in order to contemplate a new form of situated knowledge, right? Where experiencing, sensing, and communicating can foster new forms of solidarity with the environment first, but also with other beings and more than human, relations. So the full exhibition is organized from the microscopic scale to the transoceanic scale. So we adopted this idea of scaling from what we don't see to what we can't perceive because it's too large to extend in a way. And all of them, all the works, in a way, expand the notion of what we can see. So again, playing with this paradigm of what we see through that glass wall, right? And so through the image we have that comes back to us about what the marine environment is, or the fiction related to what it should be, the 11 installation help us to really understand what exists beyond that glass wall. So, for example, we start from the microscopic scale, as we said, and we have a film by Toril Johannessen and Marilyn Dickman, which is called Reclaiming Vision, and is completely filmed through the use of microscope, showing us the lively, reality of what a drop of water contains, which is full of beings, actually, and is exactly what we can't see with our naked eye. Another example, which extends to another scale, maybe the one that is more related with the imagery of the future, that adopt also the crisis, the environmental crisis, in a way that make us imagine a world under a sea level rise. Is the work of Superflex and the pink modules that are present here in the exhibition that became that new interface between us and the marine species, because they are thought as possible foundation for our city under the influence of a sea level rise, right? But at the same time, they are designed to host other species. So it's a new form of aquarium, it's a conceptual aquarium where that separation is no longer there. So we've decided to commission a work here to Armin Linke to observe what an institution like the Oceanarium is behind and beyond the walls that normally the public or the tour orchestrates for the public. And we discover an amazing situation where we finally understood that the Oceanarium embeds a variety of models, right? The one of a life system, for example, the one of a living collection, as the museum does normally, but with a collection that is alive because it's made of species. And the model of the exhibition, because there is a tour that has been designed by the architect Peter Chermayev.